Hey folks, well, it's happened again. I've discovered a terrible crime against nature. Someone has killed a timber rattlesnake. I saw it crossing the road, ran over it, and stole its rattle. Yes, they just chopped the rattle off. It would be like killing a person and taking their foot, or their head as a trophy. Absolutely stupid. This is just one of the most sad things that I have to come across in my work, working with reptiles. And it just tears me up inside to know that people still treat animals as trophies. An animal like a rattlesnake that just is minding its own business, doing what it's intended to do, eating rodents. And then it crosses a road, somebody sees it, and immediately see it as a target, run it over, and kill it. So gnats are kind of bad out here. And let's see what happens. Here comes a local, and let's see what happens with a snake laying here on the road. Well, that's interesting. They just passed on by. Probably thought I was some kind of local kook, but laying here beside, talking about a rattlesnake that's laying here on the road dead. But little do they know I'm trying to educate. That is my whole purpose for doing these videos. Maybe I do seem like a kook to some of you out there, but these animals are protected, and it is against the law in many places to kill them. If you kill them, you can be fined lots of money. Who knows, you might even do jail time. It just depends on the law in your part of the country. I believe it's okay to kill rattlesnakes and copperheads and other venomous snakes if they're directly threatening your life. But, I've never been directly threatened by one of these animals. All they ever try to do is get away or hide. If you want to check out a video of mine where a rattlesnake is doing just that, then check out this link right here. Just click this link when you're done with the video, come back, click the link, and just watch the video, and you will see that these snakes are harmless if you leave them alone. That's the problem. That's where people get in trouble with rattlesnakes, is if they go up and they poke sticks at them and they try to catch them. It's just not cool. And then you get bitten and go to the hospital. Then all the stories come out of it of, how horrible this creature was that leapt up out of the grass and bit your throat, chest, neck, whatever. It just doesn't happen. These animals want to be left alone. And that is what we should do, is leave them alone. Now, you're probably wanting to see the snake, aren't you? Well, not much to see. It's a dead snake, but I'll show it to you. Isn't that just a very incredibly sad thing to see? This is a female rattlesnake, and she was probably crawling out onto the road to gestate, because they are live bears. They don't lay eggs. And this is what happened. She crawled out on the road and was warming up on the warm pavement in the early morning, and somebody came along, and if you look closely at her head, it looks as if she was ran over several times, because she's so flat and there's meat coming out, skin's busted. And then of course back here it looks almost like she was probably ran over in the tail area. And then of course there is no rattle. The rattle has been severed from her body. Severed and taken as a trophy. That just burns me up. I can't tell you how much that hurts me to think that there's somebody out there with this rattle and they're bragging about it. Probably saying the rattlesnake was huge and, they fought it to the death or something, where in reality they used their car to kill it. Precisely, probably saw it on the road laying there, not threatening anyone, over it back and forth, crunch, crunch, and it thrashed around. Who knows, they might have then smashed the tail with a hammer or something, because the tail is visibly smashed, but only in a very small place, not like a tire ran over it. And then snipped the rattle off. They're probably wearing it around their neck right now. Or maybe they dropped it inside their violin or their guitar, which I've heard a lot of people do. I don't know why. They claim it makes it sound better. I just don't get it. I hope I'm making sense to people, because this really is an important thing to understand, that these animals are very important to the ecosystem. If these animals didn't exist, we wouldn't exist. Now, I mean, I'm not just saying rattlesnakes, I'm saying reptiles. You know, where does it stop? You kill this whole species out. Then you target another species. That just seems to be human nature, doesn't it? Where does it end? With whales. What about the whales? You know, what about the countries that continue to whale and kill whales just for food and profit when we don't need to? We raise other animals for food. If you're going to eat meat, there's cow, okay? There's pig, there's chicken, there's turkey. And what about all the fish that are farmed? This doesn't need to happen. I'm sorry, I'm just going off. I'm just ranting. But you know what? It's about time somebody did. You know, I need to rant. I feel like I got to get this out. One last look at this poor unfortunate rattlesnake, and hopefully those of you out there who kill snakes for fun, for profit, whatever, will maybe one day change your ways. See how beautiful and important these animals are, because they really are. It's really funny. A minute ago, a guy came riding up on a little scooter, and he went zipping by, and he turned around and he came back and he looked at the snake and he said, "That thing's toxic." He said, "That's a copperhead." And I looked at him and I said, "No, it's a rattlesnake." And he just kind of stared at me, and I said, "See you later," and he rode off. So, you know, people are ignorant. I hate to say it, but it's just amazing how many people are so ignorant of nature and of wildlife, and that is why I do these videos. I really hope some of you can take away something from the videos that I do, something about just do your own research. You know, don't believe what everyone tells you. Don't believe what people say about, oh, any good snake's a dead snake, or you know, they'll come at you in the night and kill you if you try to harm them or whatever. Don't believe it. Do your own research. Learn for yourself. That's the only way you're ever going to learn. So now I have to do the sad duty of picking the snake up and carrying it over and putting it off in the woods somewhere where it can decompose and at least feed something. A scavenger maybe, like an opossum, or a raccoon may come by, or some vultures, and at least they'll get a lunch from this snake. But this snake will never breed. This snake is dead. It will never create offspring. It will never carry on its beautiful genetic line of rattlesnakes that have existed for centuries in these parts, and its traits are extinct from the mountain where it was found. So that's just so sad. That just and here it is. One last look before I put this poor unfortunate snake off the road. You know, leaving it on the road isn't good either, because just attracts animals to the road, and then those animals could get hit by cars also. Garbage. There's another story right there, isn't there?